Good day, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening. This is the Cyber Magician, and I'm here with my character called Charles Starfire. Charles is a human rogue wizard, so he has got 2 levels of rogue and 18 wizard, 10 epic. So he's been around the block once or twice, and in this instance, you can see that he has his vampire outfit on. So, yeah, he looks pretty cool. Let's take a look. Now, the idea behind Charles was very simple. I wanted a wizard who could open a lot of locks and chests and traps. So that's what I built. Oops, a little bit loud there. Yeah, that's better. So Charles is the end result. So he has, as stated, 2 levels of rogue, 18 wizard, and he's got 10 epic. You'll notice that his stats are a little on the strange side. So strength of 36, dexterity of 40, 56 con, 75 intelligence, 21 wisdom, and 23 charisma. So with these type of numbers, he does pretty good. He has over 1,000 hit points. He's almost got 4,000 spell points. He's got an armor class of 128, and this is the breakdown of it. So you can see he has max dex bonus is 15, 29 armor, 30 shield. That's something I'll show you. Natural is 22, which is interesting. So it comes out to a total of 128. So his chances to dodge are 60%, so he's at the maximum. Defense chance at level is 66%. Fortitude saves 43, 38 for reflex, 26 for will, and 15 for base attack bonus. Spell resistance is 0. It does have a fortification of 115%. These are his resistances. These resistances down here for the first 4 are given to him because of one of the augments. He has double strike of 25%, double shot of 2%, melee speed is 15, range is 15%. And on top of that, he only has, he's a wizard now, come on. Melee weapon power and range power is only 30. But he does good. Crafting is at 144, but let's take a look at the skills. Disabled device is 103. Yes, 103. Take a look at his other thieving skills. Search is 84. Open lock is 57. Spellcraft is 105, which is good. And his UND is 54. Now, at a UND of 54, it's pretty much easy to use any scroll in the game that he wants to use. So, it's helpful. Spot is 24, balance is 50, so you can see the rest of the numbers down through here. Feats that he has, this is a little different. And that's what you're going to see, is that he's built a little bit different than what you would expect. Let's take a look. Epic Destinies. Yes, he's got a shipload of them. So, Arcane Sphere, he's got Hell Ball. It's based on the intelligence zone, not the charisma one. Divine Sphere, he's got Holy Strike. So he does untyped damage on a Vorpal of 10 dice 6. And then we have Legendary Feat, Cyclone of the Water Plane. Now, it's interesting you notice that I'm taking that for spell points. 200 spell points, 20 magic resistance rating, 10 cold spell power, but 30 universal spell power, and 2 to 20 cold damage on a hit or weapon. Multiple spheres, spirit blades, nice when the user attack. And then we have the epic defense fighting. There's your list of all the ones that you have. You can pause the video and take a look at that in your leisure. Epic mental toughness to increase the spell points. Epic power. Epic skills. Fate point I've had 5 times. And the Wellspring of Power to add attack. So when I turn that on, he gets 150 spell power and 20% spell crit for 30 seconds. It's nice. Now Charles is a rather special fellow. He's been around the block once or twice. So Epic Past Lives, he has 4 feats from there. Arcane Accuracy, so 3% reduced its spell point costs. Again, the second time it's going to be 6 and then 10%. Double Strike, Fast Healing, which is kind of interesting because right now he is a lich, so he doesn't use this. Skill Mastery, of course, we have down here is Martial Skill Mastery +1 to all skills per stack of the past life. So it's nice. But the nice one is +2 armor class. And +1 armor class per 10 levels. So it's got +5 here. Heroic class slides, very easy to understand. He's a completionist. Only a single completionist book. Not a triple. And then he has iconic past lives, Shadow Car, Ratio, of course, is the one, so he's still working for the season. Special feats, you have the Coin Lord, Tradition Training, Draconian Vitality, and all the other ones down here you can see. Basic feats are basic feats. Just the ones you get from as you level up. Your defensive feats that you have, mobility, dodge, toughness, you picked all of them up. He has evasion because of 2 levels of rogue. Martial feats, Sunder and Trip, and never use them. Meta Magic feat, the 3 I took was Large, Extend, and Maximize. And a lot of people also take Empowered. That's personal choice. Proficiencies, what am I proficient with? Well, exotic weapon is Kopesh because of the weapons that I use. And then martial weapon proficiency is pretty much all of them because of my enhancement points. Medium armor again, along those lines. He does have sneak attack capability. Spellcasting feats, summoning, and of course improved mental toughness, mental training, mobile spellcasting. Very nice to have when you want to cast it and still run around. And then trap finding, of course, because he is the rogue. Spells, yeah, he gets a shipload of them. Those are all his spells that I chose. Some can be swapped out back and forth. It just really comes down to a personal preference. Some people will choose Charm Person, but if I'm choosing Charm Person, then I'm going to lose spells. And they don't seem to work too well. But, again, personal choice. These will work for me, and I have them set up in special ways. So on this right-hand side, these are all the spells I cast when I'm buffing myself up. Then I have all my attack spells grouped down here in the center. So enhancements, I have a few of those. Eldritch Strikes, Invocation, Human, Shrouded Lich, Shrouds, Zombie, Acid Sword, all those. And then all of these. The reason why I chose them specifically I'll get into when I do that side of it. So there he is. And when we call up our undead skeletal knight, you'll see him come up. He does okay. He's got 1,379 hit points. If I use the divinity bar here, that jumps down to 1,427. And these are all the buffs that he gets, which is the critical side of it. So he is listed as 20 fighter, 8 epic. Not 30 because I got 2 levels in a row. So there we are. So this is Charles here running around, and of course he does have all the other features. You notice the toolbars that I have laid out. I have my summons on the left-hand side here, and that goes with my pets over on this side. So I have things grouped together. My buffs Down here is what I can do myself, my potions, my combat spells, my weapons, shields, stuff down here, and all the other small knickknacks down the side here. Everybody has a different way of grouping up their toolbars. This is mine. And it seems to work for me. So, Charles has 2 levels of rogue so he can get the traps. And I'm going to show you that how much this works. So what I did is at the beginning, Charles started off and he was 2 levels of rogue. Some people you could do 2 levels of rogue, but you could split it up however you want. I wanted to get it over and done with so I don't have to worry about making sure I have it. So I got the 2 levels of rogue first, and then I went with 18 levels of wizard. So if we look at his information here, so this is his inventory, and yes, he has a lot of kit. Of course, he's been around the block a few times, so he's acquired a lot of stuff. So there's the equipment we have, there's our weapons, and then we have all of our bags. All the way down. Of course, the last 2s are pretty much empty. So I've arranged up my weapons on the first one, potions and cookies, spell bags, some of my equipment, more equipment. No, very important. Good. The last one has some of the other stuff that I use. So these ones I hear I'm trading back out. And of course the last one's in. So these are my toolbars I have set up down here. Now I did have other ones that accumulated in here, but after a while I swapped them out. So this is my equipment that I have currently. So he has a nice sword. This is the Morning Lord's Kopesh. I do have 3 items slotted into it. I can show you.
That was fun! I look forward to working with you in the future.
So there she has. She's got 2 slotted in. She needs 12,000 experience points for the 3rd. So we need to do that. What I'm actually doing is I'm looking for the 3rd one of autos. It's hard to get sometimes. But if I can get it, then I'll be able to add that 3rd one to it. But as a weapon itself, it's really good. So it is what it is. I'm just waiting for the 3rd one, which gives me 200 more spell points. And that's why I'm after this particular setup. And then I've got a couple other items which are really good. The Mantle of Fury, goatskin boots, Dexterity 15, Wizardry 330, Feather Falling, Combustion, Spell Lore. That Spell Lore comes in real handy. If you go back to here, this is my spell power. So spell power is the percentage. Each one of these numbers is 1%. So fire is 428. That's 428% added to the base damage done by my fire spells. And there is a 20% chance of doing a critical. No critical multipliers yet. I'm looking for that. But I'll get them some more later. So he has some really nice stuff, nice equipment. This armor I have, combat specialty is nice. I put Festival Fire Resistance on it, so it is bound to him. If I want to, I can swap that out with some of the other kit I have. Strength 15, Spell Sight 21, Legendary Quartz, Sigil Stone, Intelligence 19, Quality Con +4, Quality, Physical Sheltering, Yellow Augment Button, which I have to find. Now, where is that? There it is. Green slot here on the Skullduggery kit is the Draconian Soul Gem, which gives me a 30 resistant enhancement bonus to normal acid, coal, fire, and electricity. Intelligence skills is exceptional bonus +6, dexterity exceptional bonus +6. So they work out nice. And of course, if I want to turn everything off here, I can. And this is what he looks like running around with that armor on. Sucks. So I do that because he looks so much more cooler this way. Well, he is what he is. So it's nice when you get out and you get into the upper levels and you have some nice equipment waiting for you, because you can turn the guy into a pretty badass. With his Kopesh, he has +67 to hit. He does crits on 19 and 20, 5 dice, 8, and +60, and then he has the legendary Crab Shell Buckler. Now that Buckler is what I was going to tell you about. Natural armor bonus +19. Orange slot, which is insightful constitution +2. Chitinous covering +47, bonus to fire absorption. Freedom of movement, guard break, and mythic shield. So this natural armor bonus 19 goes on top of the shield bonus, which is 20. So it gives me the +39 to my armor class in that one piece of equipment. Very nice. Now the idea behind Charles, like I said, is rogue skills. So we're going to get in here. I'm going to show you just how much those skills come in handy. So this first part, there's nothing really for Charles to do here. Basically,
the stone bridge ahead has collapsed into a gulch. You must finish your journey into Vale's homelands
through
on
it,
foot.
he doesn't get stopped by anybody. He just runs through it. Simply because they can't keep up to him. And if he wants to nuke him, he could very easily.
The Blackheart trolls have made their home in the shadow of these ruined walls. They seem eager to repel invaders. Could they possibly be allies of
So what I
Vale?
want to do is I want to run through here, drop off my little wall of fires.
Down they go!
Pretty much as soon as you step through it. So what I want to get in here and show you is other abilities.
Ahead, a glowing barrier blocks access to a forbidding cavern. The
jungle of Khyber, where Vale is hiding, is now down.
Yeah, they annoy me. So here we go. We're in an epic normal. This is where it gets funny. So this is the normal procedure I do. So first off, my summons. And I put them on automatic attack. So I've got 5 of those, including my hirelings. So I have 4, and then I have my skeletal knight. So there's my party. Basically, at 6 slots, I got 5 filled already. Which means I don't really need anybody else. For healing, I've got the Elder Dryad. She comes in handy. When she shows up, I add haste. So with all those, I started off 128. So my armor class doesn't change very much because I haven't added my
A majestic being enamelled in magic glares at you from the cavern ahead. This inevitable is a Marut. His sole purpose is to destroy those who cheat death.
Armor class now is 141. Not bad, not bad. So he come in here and just, yeah, he's already dead. Now a lot of guys will come in here and do this quest on epic hard, epic elite, and I'm going, no, I don't do that. Because the reason why is that the amount of effort you have to go to solve it is not worth the XP you get.
group of drow ambushers emerged to room howls of battle cry. The old scribe must be determined to fight you and the inevitable at once.
Limited them. So I was able to, through that wall, with the door, find these traps. Watch where they pull up. Right over here, watch. That's a plus 11. Now that looks strange, doesn't it? But that's plus 111. It doesn't show you the 100. So critical chance on a 9 because I have plus 111. So you can see his spells
The stench of trolls
are
once
pretty much
again reaches your
devastating.
nostrils. It is clear. The trolls and drow overhead together.
Yeah, and I like my Sonic because it just takes care of the boxes. So we'll go through here. Now the idea here is that we're trying to make it as simple as possible. And I do a lot of
Lines over the drow scorpions trains a command. It's your chorus behind you.
There's a lot of people in solo. I don't have to worry about such as burgers.
The inevitable footsteps thunder across a stone bridge ahead.
Let's try these
Several
guys.
drow flee ahead of it in terror.
Hey, you guys just back in. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now, the idea is what I'm trying to go in here is that, yes, he's strong enough as a completionist and a wizard rogue to do all this. But it's when he comes up against the other things, such as your traps. Can you see him? Now, I've played the game long enough that I know where all the traps are. And in the quest that I don't, somebody else normally does. So it's easy enough to find it.
You have caught up with the inevitable. It's calculating the threat you pose to its mission.
So you come in here and you're soloing this quest. And with your rogue abilities, you find all the traps. You disable all the traps. A 3 critical success on a 3. So I've seen a couple other people with these type of builds, and a lot of it has to do with how you build the person and how you turn around and add some of the equipment. That's one of the things that is kind of key. Would he be able to do some of this if he didn't have that stupid armor class, which is 141? No. The answer is no. But it's based on the equipment. But you can build a rogue wizard, such as Charles, fairly easy. It's not rocket science. You pick out the skills that he needs at a particular level to enhance the spell abilities. Because he's a generalist, as the wizards are, he doesn't have the spell type of capabilities that the sword does, for instance. But he doesn't need them. He's got more than enough spell points. I can go through this whole quest.
You stand amidst a scene of
Without hitting
terrible
the shore.
slaughter. The inevitable has already passed this way.
Mind you, a lot of it has to do with the hirings I have. Let's face it. I'm level 30. I'm in here with level 30 pets and summons.
You see signs of ancient architecture. This tribe must be living in the ruins of an older civilization.
And that I added to my earnings. That's the only thing you can think of it too. Where's the stuff? Wait, even more. Thank you very much. Wait for my attack up. So, if you eliminate a bunch of the enemies, that means you just don't have to fight them. Yeah. Just means I don't have to fight them. They're fighting for me, not against me. So, for Charles, it's fun to love the game by all. Because it is very easy for him to do it. And everybody has to make their own decision how they want to play the game. If you do a lot of soloing, you have to have a character that's going to be able to take care of themselves. A rogue cleric is just as ridiculous. It's just that it doesn't have access to the spells that I do, especially your offensive ones. You're good, no doubt about it. But you have to be careful because if you're a rogue cleric and you're soloing, you don't have that great of offense. So you better make sure that your defense is really high. So he goes through this. I mean, when you're looking at this quest, you can finish it out in about 10 minutes. Like this. So I come in here, normally with a bunch of other people, and I'm in here doing it myself. And I just say, you want to come in and pike? You come in and pike. I really don't care. He doesn't. Because he can do this by himself at this level. And even really, let's face it, really when you get into the game and you're at this level, you can actually get rid of your hirelings.
Stalks down the hall to your right,
pets.
relentlessly focused on
If I just have my skeleton with me, I could go through this just as fast. Because you notice they're not doing a lot of killing it. And here's the proof. They are. I've killed 40, Skeleton Knights 3, Owlbears 7, Misadventures 17. So these guys are killing themselves.
the locked gate ahead.
So
marks the outer
that's where
boundaries
that
of
charm
Drow
comes in.
encampment.
And it's really nice to have. Master charm.
You've entered a new section of the
Yeah,
caves. You've
killer.
never heard of a beholder serving a drow, or anyone else. You
There he is.
shudder to imagine the bargain that Vale must have struck.
And there we go. Nice to get him like that. I don't know who's in my spells. For enhancements. Let's see if he's home. Yes, he is. So we peek around. We see him. We send our hirelings after him. And he's only got 1,400 hit points, so he doesn't last long. Leaves me all my spells intact, and I can nuke these guys up. Bye-bye. And this guy down here, bye-bye. The DC of those spells is so high, very few times do they not die right off the bat. So come in here, and looking for the cotton picking things. I look here first, and then I go spawning around. So I'm going to look. What I'm doing is I'm tapping a specific key on my keyboard that is to show these things. If I can search for it, such as the chest, it finds it. And what I'm looking for is all of the other switches. And there's 3 of them you gotta find here. If you can't find them, that means you have to move forward a little bit and stand here. There's one. So I found 1, 2. There's that one there. Where's this 3rd one at? being really picky. So there's one there, so I don't have to worry about him. Well, where's the last one? Come out, wherever you are. And there's nobody home up there. So let's get this one over here. So I'm missing one. The chest. 1, 2. So I got all 3. 1, 2, okay.
The clusters
So,
of giant
there, but
mushrooms
that's
grow
okay.
more sparse as you emerge from the beholder's domain.
Go through this.
Ahead,
Now,
torrents of water plunge into the pool far below.
when you create your
You
character,
leap into the waterfall.
Charles, I hit
There will
here.
be no turning back.
It's what do you want them to do when you pick this? What do you want to equip them with? What class you want to play? And I play a very lousy cleric. Found that early. Yep. I play a lousy cleric. So I have a tendency to stay away from the healing arts. It's just not in me. So all my tunes are fighters and wizards and people like that. So in my group, I mean the biggest healer I have is a bard. Just because like I say, not part of my nigger. Favorite soul. Even paladins are like
Ahead, 3 champions of Vale's forces have arrayed themselves for a
whatever.
last defense.
so when I wait. I'll sit back here and burn them down. All my enhancement spells are still working. And he's dead. That was a little weird. I got that spell off. Where was the move? No, he doesn't come in. Whatever. So I've lost. He didn't come in and he magic spell, and I lost all my spells. But
This
That
great
would make
hall is flanked by towering statues from a lost age. Vale chose a dramatic
he's in
battleground
here.
for her last stand against the inevitable.
okay. So one of the things.
That was fun! I look forward to working with you in the future.
Here's my enhancements.
Destroyed the implacable Maru,
15,400.
saved the Empress from her doom. Vale
In that
shouts in
spell.
triumph.
I gotta take a look at that. There's my experience points. Let's take a look under combat. That's guild combat. You killed a Maru. There it is. That is a record for me. So in here, Let's add that in. That didn't work. Why didn't that work? Copy. Oh, I know why. I'm at the maximum text allowable. Yes. Let's take these guys out. Because that's more impressive. I'm going to edit this for a second. Why is it doing that? Bracket Y O bracket combat. Bracket colon. There, you hit Marut for 15,463 points of damage. So these ones down here for 5,000, I can get rid of them. They don't look that impressive anymore. That's another 6,000. Let's get rid of anything under 7,000. Which all this comes out. We're going to update that. Done. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wasting time. How long did it take me? 16 minutes. So, one of the things you have when you do a character like this is all your enhancements. So I've done the quest. And dimension door to beginning. And then out. Done. Now that we have a little bit of fun, let's take a look at the final part of Charles. The final part of Charles is very simple. Is enhancements. So I have one race enhancement, Archmage. I have my magic missile there. And then Eldritch Knight, Tail Master are basically up the highest, and then Harper Agent. So this is what I have here. Now a lot of people nature around and say, okay, you don't need the Harper Agent one. Put a lot of those spells points or enhancement points into here. But I looked at them and I went, no, you know, because he is a bit of a fighter too, I want to make sure he can able to work. So universal spell power is added here, intelligence, and again universal spell power is added here. Plus damage to evil and plus to hit damage, so it works out nice. Here, plus 1 hit damage. But this is where it comes in critical. Use your intelligence model to hit with melee and missile weapons, as well as hand wraps. It does not apply to shields. And the one above it is damage modifier. So my hit and damage is based on my intelligence, which is plus 32. Yeah, I'm going to use my intelligence to hit instead of my strength. There's a bit of difference. So that's what I've done. To get that high, I needed to do it. So I picked up intelligence, but I was smart about it. I picked up plus 15 hit points, 100 spell points, and plus 3 to all my skills. They all make sense. Hailmaster, of course, is for my Skeleton Knight, and the ability to use armor. Maximize spell is my name. So Eldritch Knight is weapons, armor, light, and medium. And of course, if you're looking at this one here, just allows me to use that to cast 2 spell points for that spell instead of 25. That makes a difference. If I had more action points, I would like to get up here, where I could add magic missile, which would cost me, I think it's 10 spell points. But you don't, so you have to make a choice which way you're going to go with the build. So those are my enhancements as I get up in levels. That's what I chose. And this is the other side. This is your epic destinies. So you can see the epic destinies I have right now is the Draconian. But if you look at the map, I have everything maxed out at 5. So I have level 5 in everything. He's a completionist, so he can do this. And what that does is that adds a lot more down here. So you'll notice, slide this down. I have Shield Prowess, I have Lead, Summon Draconian Elder, and then Endless Faith. Endless Faith is for spell points, increased by 10%. Shield Prowess, it adds 50% more to your shield's contribution. So instead of plus 20, it's plus 30. Lead is plus 6 reflex save, armor class, and light armor. So they make a lot of sense. And then I have all my Draconian ones. If I want to sit there and go for toe-to-toe battle, I have Legendary Dreadnought. And once I apply that, my spell points change 3,500 instead of 39. My armor class remains at 125. My hit points go up by 100. Not really that much. Unyielding Sentinel though. Come on. There's my Unyielding Sentinel. Spell points go back up to almost 3,800. Still have 1,100 hit points. Build that up. But my armor class is 146, so I get plus 5 from armor class. And I can do that the same with Shadow Dancer. And in Shadow Dancer, the nice thing there is 3,600 spell points, 77 intelligence. That's great. But my armor class is only 125 again. So the changes for armor class, depending on Epic Destiny, is not really that great. We have all the ones down here. You can make different changes to it. And then the other one that's rather big is Magister. Again, for spell points, 3887. Armor class remains the same. But this is where it changes. Spell power is 384, 394, 384, 440. So this is where your spell power changes. And that's where you have to make a decision where you want to be. Because the greater your spell power, the more damage you're going to do with your spells. And here, 415, 395, 385, 461. So this is my best selection for spell power, is under the Draconian Incarnation in your Epic Destinies, because it's going to boost everything up. But watch what happens. I'm going to use my Wellspring of Power, I'm going to use my Draconian Fury, and the Human Versatility. The next 30 seconds, I have over 600 damaging most of my elementals. That's huge. 20% chance for spell crit, and the critical multiplier is also 20. Yes. Now if I cast those spells out, it's going to do a lot of damage. And that's what happened when I cast that Dragon Breath on the Marut, and I did 15,000. Those three are the reason why. I'm self-healing because I am a Lich, but on that same side, on the Lich, there it is, he's capped out. So I didn't get him, which gave me a +2 intelligence. Yeah. But up here, this is the one. In Shroud of the Lich, I also get +2 intelligence. So it makes sense. So it works. +2 intelligence, spell power. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how I built my main character, Charles Starfire, a human rogue wizard Lich. Well, temporary Lich. So I hope you've enjoyed your little tour of this particular character. He is powerful enough to solo almost all of the game on Epic Normal. And he can find all the traps and disarm them. His reflex save can be even increased further by changing out some of his equipment down here. But it allows him to save against the damaging effects of those traps with a very high probability of getting 0 damage. And if you can't hurt him, you can't kill him. And that's what it's all about. I'm interested to see if I can combine the rogue site with some of the other classes and see what kind of builds I can make of. But that's for another day, I think. So right now, I'm going to cash out. No damage to any of his equipment. Sell items. And one of the things, let me show you. What I'm looking for down here is named items. And no. So I'm going to add all, sell the gems, and sell that item. And that's why I got 2.6 million platinum. So I'm going to see if I can find another autos. And that's under, no, I just type in auto. OTTO. And it comes up. And I'm looking at these. But I'm going to look at those. And I hope you enjoyed your little tour. And I wish you very well. And have a happy and safe Halloween.